Hi, Emma Hill here. Welcome. I wanted to take the opportunity today to talk to you about synchronicity. Synchronicity is one of my favourite things that some people can say it's luck, it's just coincidence, but I really do believe that there's a lot more to it, and that it's maybe the universe giving a whole way of sending you a sign that you're in the right direction. So what I like most about synchronicity in relation to my artwork is actually related to other people's artwork, and it's actually given me such strength, reassurance, and made me feel good and giving me comfort when I've most needed it, when I haven't been able to get that from my own artwork. So I guess I'll start off with Dan Baldwin's artwork then. So I've been a huge fan of Dan's artwork for a while, and I when I was a finalist in the Liberty Open Call, I thought it was about time that I treated myself for getting that far. And I bought this picture called Hope in Hell, which is a print I had seen quite a while back and just on my way to work. And I thought, it feels significant. I'm going to get that if it's available. And it was, so I did. And when I now look at it, and I absolutely love the picture, the composition, everything about it, although it is about hell and there's some not so nice things within the picture. There's a young boy holding a lamb, and it just feels so emotionally strong. And when I came home, and the whole understanding and thinking of why I was buying it in relation to my own artwork, then the painting that I put in for the Liberty Open Call, which was really accidental. I had no intention of putting that one in at all because I didn't even like it, but because it had been finished on the day that I'd seen the call, it kind of it was just a hashtag. Nothing compared to the previous years where I'd spent all this time and effort making, 25 scarves in 2 years for it. I guess the point being then is through the whole point of having the painting that did come to win, which I initially didn't like. It gave me a lot of heartache. There was so many ups and downs and lows. I was grateful that it was that painting because it had such a big story to tell. And when I looked deeper inside it, I looked and realised that one of the layers within the painting is actually, it looks like a sheep. So it makes me think of Dan's painting Hope as well. Later on then, moving on to, in lockdown actually, I went through a bit of insecurity. Can I paint? Can I do this? And I got very much inspired by the trees. Just before lockdown, I had gone to an exhibition called Among the Trees, which was amazing. And then every day, I guess, I was going for a walk or a jog around the golf course, which is just down the road, and was deeply inspired by painting trees, but just had this whole angst of not being able to, or doing some and hating them, or whatever it was. So then I started documenting my painting process, which I began, and it went horribly wrong. And I was just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's just so wrong. It's so painful. It's so bad. How embarrassing. But actually I persevered and kept going, and I came to really love those paintings too, and now I realise that's part of the journey. So one of them is this one actually, which is called Joy, which again, hashtag a competition for Jessica Zub, So I've been a real fan of Jessica Zubart for a long time too, and in fact, in a year where I couldn't paint, where I was so full of whatever blocks I could block around myself, unable to do anything, I got great comfort from her artworks too. And I would spend, every day for a year, I think, I looked through her. She had some books where I just looked through her paintings, and it just gave me so much comfort. And yeah, so strange. So I won her painting, which is called Sunlit Waters. And then I looked back at this painting and I thought, well, it's not the trees, but it does look like the water. And then it made me think that actually, where I've been going for my jogs every day and then been so inspired by the trees, I'd forgotten the fact I used to stop off by this pond, which was going past. And of course, that's called Jessica's Pond. So that was quite funny. And where else then? So recently then, I guess maybe at the beginning of this year, where I haven't really been painting then, I came across Nicholas Wilton and his teaching, and he was doing some free course thing. And I guess what really struck me is where I work totally intuitively, I haven't really got the foundations of anything else underneath it or the understanding. So this really has opened my mind. And I guess I'm lucky in the way that some things come naturally to me, which I guess is composition, but other things I find much harder, which, for example, I suppose values or colour. And where he's coming through the theory of how to make a good painting or what makes a good painting, it became really interesting. And so I've got that in the back of my mind. And then recently on my journey where I'm finding, right now I'm coming back to painting again, or slowly coming up, I came across another artist whose work I really liked. And it had that sort of essence of Nicholas Wilton too, or just, it reminded me of that course that I had looked at probably, 4 or 5 months before. And then I looked back at Nicholas Wilton's work again, and then all of a sudden I see that he's done this juried show, and then I'm looking again, and then she's won, she's won it, and I'm just like, there, I knew it. I knew there was something in it. But I just love their way, both of them, their way of teaching, their way of composition. There's just something about it. And then after that, not long after, I went to Yorkshire to a wedding and came back, and I was looking through internet and I came across an artist called Louise Fletcher, and I thought, I quite like that. And then she had a book that you could pre-order. So I thought, I'll pre-order the book. Strangely enough, she's from Yorkshire, and it was it's about poems by Ted Hughes, which is she's illustrated with her paintings. So I ordered that, and it hasn't come yet. It's out soon. And from there, I then realised, oh, she's got quite a lot out there. And then I've been listening to her podcast with Alice Sheridan, and it's Art Juice. If you haven't heard it, it is amazing. It's so good. And I guess the connection there is that it's kind of everything's giving me more confidence, more of a way of understanding, of moving my own work forward. And it's all these little connections. It's like a big net around you that gives you little steps of confidence on the way. And weirdly enough then, as I am just coming back to my own painting, there's another challenge by Nicholas Wilton, which is called the Breadcrumbs Challenge. And then he's taken a new opening given to Spark, which is, I guess it's like a spiritual journey of finding your own way, which actually couldn't have come at a better time. So I'm going to share some of that journey. And while all this is going on in the background from my podcast, I've also had somebody asked me what paintings I collect or artworks, and I explained that it's, you know, artwork that marks certain stages within my life and very meaningful. And then I've now invested in myself and got myself another picture, which on the same day as it was mentioned in the podcast that I had spoken to, is I bought myself another Dan Baldwin print, which is called Go Within, Breathe Out, Breathe In. And it just seems so meaningful at this particular time, where I'm finding my artist journey and my way, but also looking deep within myself, within my mindset, and just feeling all these connections being open to everything. So yeah, I look forward to show you some of my journey of what I'm actually creating, or rather, I'm trying to find my way. So that'll be coming next. Anyway, thank you for listening. All the best. Bye.